Hey, it's Annie and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk about what do you really need in your makeup collection. I'm going to be the voice of reason for you, okay? So you see a lot of YouTubers that have all this makeup and I know it can be overwhelming, so I'm just going to give you, this is like a little guide, if you will. So if you're like, maybe you're just getting into makeup and you're like, oh my gosh, like, oh, I don't know what to get, I'm going to help you with that. All right, so let's get right into the video. Really quickly, if you're new here, I would love to have you join. I share makeup, skincare, and fashion for us mature ladies. If that's something that interests you, please consider smashing that button below and hitting that subscribe button. Click that notification bell too, because I don't want you to miss out on any of my future content. You're just getting into makeup now and you're like, I am really overwhelmed. I'm seeing YouTubers, these beauty gurus, these beauty channels, and they have all these foundations constantly. Like, why are they never satisfied and happy? Why are they not happy with what they have? Well, just so you know, we try different things for you. Okay, so if maybe you're looking for something different and you want to try something, we're here to help you. Now, I don't just do reviews on my channel. I don't do like every little new product that comes out. I don't jump on. You guys know that. Lately, I've been really into trying some different things, so I'm purchasing a little bit more than I was before. But I only get what I'm really interested in, and that's what I would say as far as me being the voice of reason for you. You don't have to jump on every little thing that comes out, but if something really interests you, otherwise, unless you're going to start a channel, you don't need like 50 foundations. So let me tell you what I think. Let's start with foundations. So for me, if I didn't have a beauty channel, I would probably have, now at the time, back, before I started, I think I had one foundation, which you really should have at least two. And here's why. Because in the winter months, your skin's going to be different than it is in the summertime. If you're out in the sun, even if you're protecting yourself, your skin tone may change a little bit. So it's good to have at least two foundations, maybe three. But really, you don't need to have any more than three. So you want to have something that is like, I'm going to give you some examples, okay? So like something like this. This is from Chanel. This is the Water Fresh tint. So this would be a nice foundation for you. And I still consider this a foundation, even though you barely get a coverage. This is for you, somebody that like, I just want to go out. I don't want to look like I'm wearing foundation, but I want my skin to look slightly filtered. That's what this is going to do. So this is something like this. I'm not saying it has to be this one, okay? But something like this is nice to have in your makeup, or something like this. This is skin like too. So I think it's nice to have a skin-like foundation that's really, really light, especially in the summertime when a lot of people, you don't want to wear a lot of heavy makeup in the summertime, especially I live here in Florida, and depending where I'm at, I live Central Florida, but if I go to Key West, it's like bare minimum makeup because it will melt off my face. So you want to think about that. You want to have some foundations in your, I hate to say collection, I hate to use that word, but you know what I'm saying? You want to have at least one that is something that's going to give you that no makeup look. Maybe it's a tinted moisturizer. Maybe it's a CC cream. Maybe it's a BB cream. Do you know what I mean? So you want to have something that's really light and fresh for you if you enjoy that look. And you probably do if you don't like to wear a lot of heavy makeup in the summertime. So another thing you want to think about is a foundation that's going to stay on, that if you are in hot and humid weather, you want one that's going to really, really stay on for you if you're of oily skin like me especially. So then I use something like this. So this is my Photo Fluid Ultra Eclat. I'm probably saying that wrong. This is from Sicily. So I like to have something like this. And then maybe I want something that has gives me a little bit of a dewy skin look, so I would go in with something like this, like Anastasia. So those would be the three foundations is really all you need. Powder, okay, here's the thing about powder. You really only need to have one setting powder. That's all you need. And you don't have to use a setting powder unless you're somebody like me that has oily or oily dry combination skin. But if you have really dry skin, then I would stay away from powder because it's just going to make you more matte. But do you see how I have that shine on my face? And I like that. But I do have powder on my face because I have to control some of that. So you only need to have one powder. I have different powders, okay? And I'm going to explain all of these to you, and I'm going to tell you what you really need. A setting powder is what you need to set your foundation if you have oily skin. So something like this is the Chanel. You want to make sure that you are getting a finely milled powder. Whatever powder you use, make sure it's finely milled. And the reason is you want to get that really soft look. You don't want to have a cakey, you don't want it to look like you have powder on your face. You want it to look really natural, all right? So this is a really nice one from Chanel. I love this one. Laura Mercier is another one. You only need one. That's all you need. Another one is this one. This one is from Charlotte Tilbury. Now this one you go through a little quickly, but this one is really, really pretty. This is actually the one that I'm wearing today. It just gives me a nice, really soft filtered look. I really like it. Doesn't look like I'm wearing any powder, and I really, really appreciate that. So all you need is one setting powder if that's what you need. Now something else that you can get if you want to is you can get something like this. And this is a finishing powder. Finishing powder is different than a setting powder. So a finishing powder is going to give you that filtered look too. So if you don't have something like this, you can get something like this. And this will just give you, if you just brush it over your foundation and your makeup, like when you're all done with your makeup, you just apply a little bit of this and it's just going to like create a filtered look on your face. It's really pretty, not necessary. All right. And the other powder that you can get is something like this. And this is one that you would use under your eyes. This one's really, really fine. I've actually been using this under my eyes lately and I like it better. Okay. But you don't have to have all these. All you need is a setting powder if that's what you really need. Okay. But if you don't have to use a setting powder, then you don't need it. But that's the difference between the powders. And, you know, like I said, you don't have to have 20 different powders. Let's talk about blushes. I think it's nice to have a couple different blushes. I think it's nice to have like maybe a peachy blush, maybe a pinky sort of a blush, you know, maybe 2 different blushes. I think it's nice. But what do you like to wear? Do you like to wear a liquid or a cream or a powder? What are you into? Now for me, I like to have a liquid and a powder. I like to have both. I do have a cream too, and I enjoy using that. But you don't have to have like 6 different blushes. And especially make sure that when you're buying them, you don't want to get the same tones, you know? So this is I have some back there too. I have some Chanel blushes that I like, but this is one that I've been using lately. This one's from Charlotte Tilbury. I love that one. Something else that I like to use is these Daniel Sandler liquid blushes. I love those. Don't have to have a lot, honestly. Just, I would say 2 to 3 blushes at the most. I don't think you need to have more than that. I think that's, you know, you're going to end up, you're going to be using the same color probably constantly. Really. You don't have to change it up that much with blushes. There's so many pretty colors, but brows, you only need one. I don't know if I have mine in front of me. Yes, I do. You only need one brow pencil, honestly. This is the one that I use every day. You don't have to use different brow pencils unless you're changing your damn hair color all the time. You know what I mean? So this one works for me. It's really, really quick for me to do my eyebrows with it. I love it. So one brow pencil. Mascara, you only need one mascara. That's it. You don't need different mascaras. Eyeliners, I think it's nice to have a black and a brown. Unless you want to do a different color, I'd say maybe 2 to 3 different eye pencils are nice. Lip pencils, I honestly tend to use the same ones over and over again. This one's a different one this isn't the Pillow Talk that I'm wearing today. I'm getting into more colors, so I do have a couple different lip pencils, but I still don't have a lot. I think I might have I just got sent some lip pencils, but I don't have a lot. And I would say look at the lipsticks that you have, because some of those lip pencils, lip pencils can go with more than one lipstick. So before you purchase more, kind of see what you have so you're not buying a lot. I don't have a lot of different lip pencils. I just have a couple of them. Like I said, I've got more recently, but I don't buy lip pencils constantly. It seems like I stick with the same ones for me because the ones that I choose usually go with a lot of different lipsticks. Lipsticks, I have more than I would have if I didn't have a channel, but a lipstick, I think 2 or 3 different colors is all you need. I really, really do, because you're going to be wearing the same colors over and over again. You probably will. You don't have to have a lot. Those seem to go bad faster, so you have to be careful with that. Glosses, you only need a couple different glosses. Um, did I cover everything? Concealer. I only use one concealer under my eyes. I have different ones that I share on my channel just because I mix it up sometimes, and I will always try different ones out. Just like everything, I'm always going to test different things out. Doesn't mean I don't like what I have. I just do that just because there's new stuff coming out. If I'm interested in it, you might be interested in it, so I'm going to share it on my channel. This is the one that I use on my eyes on the daily. So I think it's good to have one concealer for your eyes. That's all you really need is one. But I do think it's good to have some sort of a concealer for a blemish, okay? And this is something that I really, really enjoy using, and this is what I use if I have a blemish or any discoloration. Now you can use a concealer, and I would recommend using one that's a little bit thicker. And you want to go slightly light or slightly darker than your skin tone, maybe one skin tone darker. You don't want to go lighter. Here's the thing. If you put something light on a pimple, you just highlighted it, okay? You want to create a shadow on it, so you want to go darker with that. Now, something that I really like is this. This is from Color Science. I've shared this over and over again. I love this, and this will last you forever, okay? But see all those different colors in there? They all color correct different things. So some of them correct red, some correct blues, some correct browns. So this is really, really nice to have. So if mascara, I'll even put some on now. Because it's a little bit red. So I'll put a little bit on there. So I just put this on my, if I have a blemish or whatever, I will use a little bit of this. It's a powder. It has sunscreen in it, so I really, really like that. So something like that doesn't have to be this. But it's good to have a concealer so you can fix something if you have a breakout or whatever. A color corrector is another thing that's really nice besides that. Now that's a color corrector, okay? A color corrector is and it will cover stuff. But a color corrector maybe for under your eyes, because maybe occasionally your under eyes get really, really discolored. So it's good to have something that's a color corrector that's a peach tone for under your eyes. Good to have at least one eye primer. You need to have an eye primer. And that's it. That's all I can think of. So you don't have to have as much makeup as a beauty channel, unless you're going to start a beauty channel, or unless you love it. I mean, if you love it, do whatever you want to do, girl. This isn't to shame anybody. This isn't to tell you not to get stuff, because, girl, I'm not going to tell you what to do. But if you are starting out and you're just like overwhelmed because you do not know what to get, you're like, oh my gosh, I just keep saying this stuff. Like, I don't know, what do I need? That's what this video was for. So I really hope that this was helpful and informative. If it was, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Would really appreciate it if you would share it. You can follow me on all the socials, and I will catch you guys all in my next video. Bye. Where is my... oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. Setting powder. Now, I have a couple different powders, and I'm going to explain why I have what I have, but you don't have to have all these. Where's my... my table's a mess here. God, I'm so hungry. Did I put it here? Did I put my... oh, here it is. So... hey, it's Andy, and welcome back to my channel. If my stomach starts to growl, we're going to ignore it. Okay,